At the end of the last episode, I said we would be coming back for the FA Cup final against Aston Villa. I told lies. We have come back today for a game against Southampton in the Premier League. And you might think, Mark, you've won the Premier League. What have you come back for that for? Well, it's because if I hadn't, the series would have finished on a Monday and it would have been a bit odd. So we've squeezed an extra episode in, and that means that we will finish the series on a Friday, which means we can start a new series afresh on a Monday. How's that? Yeah? Today then, it's a one-match episode. It's a match against Southampton in the Premier League. It's Premier League match day 36. Nothing to play for? I suggest not, because we have records that we can still break. Premier League records and team records as well. Hello and welcome to episode 76 of Irons in the Fire, as we try and make West Ham good and great again. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you just the one game as promised. It's a match against Southampton. I've completely forgotten we're away at St Mary's against Southampton. Premier League match day 36. As I said in the preamble, if you think we've got nothing to play for, there are some records to be broken. We'll have a look at those in just a moment or two. But don't forget, if you've enjoyed the series, you enjoyed today's episode, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button. That keeps you up to date with all that is going on here on the channel, and when this and our sister series are released, and any new series which is coming along very, very soon, it will just let you know, which is always a good thing. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of what we're doing so far, what you'd like to see me do more of, and we'll try and sort of build that into our future plans. The other thing to mention is you can follow everything that's going on the channel by following me on X at JustOffsideFM. Right, we've played one game since you were last with us. We've edged closer to more records. Let's have a quick look. We played Bournemouth, so we stayed on the south coast actually, because we played Bournemouth at Bournemouth. So we're staying on the south coast for this match against Southampton, and we beat them wholesale 4-0. Joe Gomez getting a brace. Ollie Watkins and Gerard Bowen, the scorers in this one. Gerard Bowen not starting; he came on as a substitute. But it was Joe Gomez that got us underway 28 minutes into the game. Fairly mediocre up until then. Ward-Prowse with a free kick. Swung in. Headed down by Todibo. And Gomez pouncing on it to make it 1-0 after 28. And just a minute later, Ollie Watkins got us our second. Adams clearing out for Bournemouth. Samadic beating him. And then Watkins just deftly put that away. And what a counter-attack that was. So, on 29, we're 2 up. And then just a further 7 minutes later, Joe Gomez gets his second of the game. Our third. A corner from Samadic. Swung in. It's deep back post. Who's there? Gomez. And so, there we go. 3-0 at half-time. We're cruising. It's never too much of a problem. And what we did was we brought on Gerard Bowen as a substitute after 76 minutes, and he duly 12 minutes later added a fourth. Bowen coming forward. Bowen gets to the byline, pulls it back for Parisi, back to Bowen. Bowen creates the space, and Bowen puts it away. It was a question of whether he was offside or not, but he wasn't. So 4-0 the final score, 11 shots, 7 on target, 2.12, 57% of the possession. They had 15 shots, 4 on target, 0.97, and 43% of the possession. What was the other thing that was really, really good is Mazulia back in goal, 7.6 for him, but it was Joe Gomez, player of the match, with a 9 on the ratings, 2 key passes, two goals, and a splendid day for Joe Gomez. 4-0 it was then, and this is how the table looked after that round of games. There have been some games played in midweek as well, but we are still there. 94 points now. Champions only lost the one game all season, that opening game of the season. Not lost since then. More records to be broken. Chelsea are now 20 points adrift of us in second place. Then come Manchester City in third on 69. They do have a game in hand, needless to say. Arsenal are fourth on 66, and then outside the Champions League places, Tottenham are fifth on 65. They've not had too bad a season, actually, all said and done. Manchester United sixth on 62. Everton, the last of the teams in the European places, on 56 points. And they will be definitely trying to get over the line. Excuse me. And be the only Merseyside side in Europe next season, because Liverpool, they look like they're going to finish down here somewhere. 11th currently, 47 points. Who would have had them down there right at the start of the season? Norwich are 18th on 27 points, 3 points adrift of Nottingham Forest, who are in 17th on 30 points. Southampton are 6 points adrift of Nottingham Forest, and we could seal their fate today, I think. They are down in 19th place and some 9 points adrift with 3 games to play. Luton Town could just survive mathematically, but if they don't get at least a point, well, no, they need 3 points basically from their remaining 3 games, as they've only won 4 all season. Seems highly unlikely they will get relegated after today's round of games. I think it's today's round of games anyway. Let's go and have a look at the matches to be played. In fact, they're not playing today, so that won't happen. These were the games that were played in midweek. Aston Villa beating Newcastle 4-3 and Brentford beating Tottenham 2-0. Having said that, Tottenham had turned the corner with their thing. I think it's Saturday actually that could see Luton relegated. So big round of games there. But obviously all depends on what happens with Southampton today is a big key. Sunderland could, if they get a win over Bournemouth, push themselves up the table a little bit. Both of them on 31 points at the moment, 4 points adrift of Norwich down there in 18th place. Right, without any more to do, let's get on with it. Southampton it is. We have played them just the once in this series so far. Back at the London Stadium earlier in the season. A 2-0 win on that occasion. Kurt Zuma getting both goals. I'm guessing possibly from corners. 4 minutes and 14 minutes. Let's go and see if we can get a result against them at St Mary's today and have a look at the teams that will face Southampton. And here is the team that faces Southampton in this Premier League match day 36. And I didn't show you, but we will after the match. One of the records that could go under the hammer, well, not necessarily today, but we're working towards, is Manchester City hold the record for the most league games won, and that is 32. We're currently on 30 games won. So if we can win our final 3 games, we could actually break that record. So another step today will be one short of it if we can win today. That is the plan anyway. Mazulia is in goal. Parisi, Vitic, Upamecano and Wagnerman are defensive line. Shalaga, Helmand and Gray in midfield. Glock is behind Bowen and Watkins up front. And then on the bench we have Trott, Emerson, Gomez, Todibo, Souček, Samadic, Ward-Prowse, Kudos and Brent Kerr. Trubin is out of the matchday squad. And here we are at St Mary's. Southampton not having a good time. Lost 3 and drawn their other matches, playing a 4-3. I can't remember now what formation they're playing. We are top on 94. Southampton 19th on 24. 70 points separating us. And Wagnerman with a throw in. They're playing a 4-2-3-1, as it turns out. That ball was a poor ball through from Archie Gray. And Adams comes forward, but Gray tracking back, wins it back. Gray, what's he going to do? This ball crossed into the area. Watkins, 21st goal of the season. Question whether he was offside. Good question. Is he offside? No, he's not. He's onside. Ball in. Watkins throw into the back of the net. 1-0. Throw in from Parisi to Vitic. Vitic to Parisi. Parisi finds Gluck. Watkins looking for Wagnerman. It was a bit short. And Brown wins the ball. That ball fired long, but Upamecano there. It's headed forward. Vitic under it. Vitic has Parisi out to the left here. Parisi comes down this wing. Parisi goes around his man, cuts it back inside. Bowen. Bowen looks to try and thread it through. I think he was trying to thread it through for Watkins, but it's cleared. Parisi again. Parisi busy on that side. Helmond. Gluck through. Bowen! And it's a goal kick. Gluck was through. Watkins potentially was offside, but Bowen putting it wide. Mazulia with a goal kick to Parisi. Parisi comes forward looking for Bowen. Bowen back to Xavier. Bowen on the ball now. Bowen, he's missed it again. And it's Gluck on the floor. And hopefully that's not a bad injury. In fact, it's gone wide for a corner. Bowen is going to take it. Is Gluck still down? This is the question. We're just going to quick check to see whether there's any sign of an injury. Not showing up. So we're hopeful that that was just a minor knock. Bowen then with the corner. It's going to be an outswinger. In fact, Gluck is coming off. That's what we're waiting for down here. We'll know more in a moment. Bowen. Watkins. Back to Bowen. Watkins. Back to Bowen. He's offside. And Gluck is back on. No lasting damage. Oh, and the goalkeeper just stuck his leg out and managed to divert it wide. Throw in right in this corner. Wagnerman with the throw in. It's a long one in. Upamecano heads it down. Vitic, Wagnerman! His fourth goal of the season. Our second of the day. 31 minutes. We take a 2-goal lead over Southampton. And that record is within sight. Upamecano, Vitic, back to Wagnerman, who stayed onside, created the space and put it away. Throwing on that far side. It'd be Wagnerman from that side as well. Long throw, headed back out. Wagnerman tidies up. Through. It's pushed through. Helmand! Ooh, off the woodwork. Bazanu in the Southampton goal, and it's headed back to Mazulia. Mazulia throws it out to Parisi. We're in the first minute of added time. 3 minutes to be played. Schlager, Bowen, Archie Gray. Archie Gray creating space. Archie Gray goes on his own. He's put it away. He's second of the season, now third of the day. And on 47 minutes, maybe 48 minutes, we take the 3-goal lead. It's going to be 47. It's going to be 47. And half-time arrives. And, conclusive first half. Ollie Watkins after 17, Wagnerman 31 and Archie Gray after 47. 10 shots, 5 on target, 1.59, 64% of the possession. They've had 2 shots, just the 1 on target, 0.21 and 36% of the possession. We move closer to some more records. Wagnerman 48 on the clock with a long throw. Vitic heading it on. And it's bouncing around there, playing a lot of head tennis. Gray brings it down, though. Helmond. Vitic. Parisi. Parisi finds Upamecano. Upamecano to Gray. Back to Upamecano. Wagnerman. Wagnerman finds Gluck on a run. Crosses it deep. Oh, just over the top. And with 60 minutes on the clock, we're making one change at this point in time. We're taking off Morton Helmond and bringing on James Ward-Prowse. They have a corner. 61 on the clock. We just made that change. Adams. Downs. Back out. And it's crossed in. And they've scored. Archie Brown questioned whether he was offside. And it was offside. Not going to count. We'll see now. There's the line. When that it was Alcaraz. Walker-Peters with a throw on that far side. 65 on the clock. And it's cut out by Gluck, but he gives it away. A shot, and it's over the top. Parisi with a throw-in on that far side. They've made a couple of changes. We'll need to check them out in a bit. Adams comes away with the ball, but it's Vidic that cuts it out. Only as far as Alcaraz. Wagnerman gets a boot in, but again, it's not very good clearance. Wagnerman blocks that shot. Brown and Adozi. Shackleton, they're giving us some trouble, and it was coming. And Alcaraz does get the goal. 3-1 then. And a clean sheet out the window. Been causing us a few problems just in the last 5-10 minutes. And we've not been able to sort it out. All took a deflection. And with 72 minutes on the clock, making 2 changes at this juncture of time. Wagnerman is tiring. He's come off. And Joe Gomez comes on to replace him. And we've taken off Xavier Schlager and brought on Lazia Samadic. Upamecano. Ward-Prowse. Gray. Gray finds Bowen. Bowen out to Gomez. Gomez who's just come on. Gomez creating space, but it was a bit of a tame shot in the end. A corner. Ward-Prowse. An in-swinger. Gomez! Oh, Gomez doing what Gomez does well. Puts it in the back of the net. 4-1. 3-goal lead again. 9th goal of the season for Gomez. And it was placed a plum on his head. He leapt up high, put it away. And a highlight from the kickoff. Diviev is on for Archie Brown. I need to counter that in a moment. It's out to the left side here. Walker-Peters. Loser! And he's put it away. 3rd goal of the season. And then immediately they get one back. We score, they score. And the lead is down to 2 goals again. And with 80 minutes on the clock, making our final 2 changes, we've taken off Fabiano Parisi and replace him with Emerson. And on the up front, we have replaced Gerard Bowen with Mohamed Kudus. Emerson with a free kick. 87 on the clock, nearly 88. Vitic to Gray. Gray in that midfield. Ward-Prowse. Back to Gray. Vitic. Gray. Ward-Prowse. Vitic. Gray. Gray forward to Gluck. Watkins tucks it in the bottom corner. 22nd goal of the season. Question whether he's offside. 5-2. 3-goal lead again if it's awarded. I don't see why it shouldn't be, and I think it has been. And 5-2 then, the scoreline. Watkins, he was well onside. Don't know what that was all about. We'll see the lines this time. I don't even know why that was questioned. Loser with a corner. 7 minutes of added time. Mazzulli comes out and collects that as we enter extra time. 7 minutes to be played. Emerson rolled out to Emerson. Emerson comes forward. Finds Kudus. Samadic. Gluck. Gluck looking for Kudus, but it's defender just getting there ahead of him. Walker Peters comes running down this wing. Being tracked back, but not effectively. And it's crossed in, and another goal. Offside, though. They have a free kick. Loser will go direct, I feel sure. No, he doesn't. Shackleton. Oh, he's gone wide, I think. Mazzulli, did he not get a hand to that? No. See it from behind. Went to Shackleton. It was well worked. And it was brought down for Alcaraz. And Alcaraz puts it wide. It's all over. It's a topsy-turvy game, if ever I've seen one. 5-2 the final score. Thought it was going to be 5-3 for a bit. 8 shots, 4 on target, 1.17 for Southampton. 38% of the possession. We've had 17 shots, 7 on target, 2.41 and 62% of the possession. We move closer to our targets. And Ollie Watkins, player of the match, with an 8.2. In fact, Archie Gray had an 8.2 as well. He got player of the match by virtue of his 2 goals. Archie Gray had a goal and an assist. And lots of other players in there doing very well today. Mazzulli not so good. And here are the day's results. Of course, that 5-2 win against Southampton. Sunderland 2, Bournemouth 3. That's how that one has finished. We've got Sunderland to play next. So they'll be watching over their shoulders. 4 points adrift of Norwich. 4 points clear of Norwich as it stands at the moment, with Norwich have a game in hand as well, which is a bit of a worry for them. So the table as it stands looks like this. We have moved on to 97 points. We have that 100 points within our touching thing. We could hit 103 points as it is. 31 games won. We are 1 game away from matching the record that Manchester City have set of 32 games won in the season. So we'll be looking to do that against Sunderland. And then, of course, we've got our game against Arsenal to actually beat the record. So that's how it is. So as it stands, we have played a game more than Chelsea, though. And 2 games more than Manchester City. So that gap at the top there could close quite substantially. 23 points the gap at the top. I didn't realise that we had such a big gap over everybody else at the top there. Right. Some other results that I need to bring you. Champions League being one of them. The semi-finals have been played out. And if we go and have a quick look, you will see Barcelona have overturned a 1-0 loss to Paris Saint-Germain and beaten them 3-2 to go through to the final of the Champions League. But who will they play? They will play Real Madrid. It's going to be an all-Spanish final. Manchester United beating them 2-1 at Old Trafford, but it wasn't enough. Real Madrid leading 3-0 after the first leg. It was a bit of a tall task to overturn. And so Real Madrid will play Barcelona in the final of the Champions League at the Stade de France. What it does mean, though, is Paris Saint-Germain won't win a third Champions League on the trot. So that's Real Madrid in their second final in a row. And, we got knocked out against them. I'll say no more. I do think, had we beaten them, we may well have progressed through to the final, and we would have thought we'd have faced Paris Saint-Germain, but as it's turned out, we'd have faced Barcelona. So that is how that has ended up. The other thing we must do, we'll go back here a little bit. We'll go Premier League, and we will have a look at the records. We go overview. We can see some of the records that are available to us. Manchester United, most times won. So this is wins in a row, I think, is 20. Does it give us the most league wins? Most team goals? Of course, some of these records were set when there was more games in the season. It doesn't actually show anything on there, which is quite interesting. We look at this season. That doesn't help us at all. Most team goals. We have 85 goals this season that we've put away. Most team goals in the season, 128. We're not going to get anywhere near that. That's back in 1930. 31, of course. Most matches without losing was 49 games. Arsenal. I thought we beat that. Maybe that's not in the Premier League, though. Records there to be broken. Let's have a look. If we go into here, can we see overview? Records and overview. Here we go. This is better. Most points in the season. We've broken our own. These are our own records. 97 points in the season. We've never got that many before. The most league wins, 31. That's also a record for us. A record almost for the Premier League as well. And we've also, we haven't beaten our average attendance, but both those records have been broken, which is rather splendid. And I don't think, I'm just having a quick look down, I can't see any more records that are open to us as it currently stands. Most matches won in a row, 19. So we were one short of that Manchester United 20. Most matches without losing, 50. That is a new record through to the 4th of April. So that's a couple of other records that we have beaten this season. Right, we're going to play Sunderland then offline. We are going to come back for the FA Cup final against Aston Villa at Wembley, and a chance to complete the triple and hopefully secure a domestic cup double as well. And then we'll come back for one final episode. That episode will be against Arsenal in the Premier League final game of the season, final game of the series, and a game that we really want to win to break loads more records, and that's what we will be endeavouring to do in the next episode. And then, of course, that will be next Monday, and then we will finish up next on Thursday week with a end of season review and a end of series review, and also reveal to you what our next series is going to be. So if you want to find all that out, you need to join me next week, next Thursday. But before now, then don't forget to join me on Thursday for the FA Cup final. Can we get the triple? Can we get the domestic cup double? I sincerely hope so. Join me and find out. And if you've enjoyed today's episode, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button. That will keep you up to date with all future episodes of Irons in the Fire and our other series, bottom to the top, as they are released. And the bottom to the top, we're coming towards the end of the season there, as well as we look to try and get ourselves into the Football League for the first time. It's quite interesting. It's quite nerve-wracking as well. If you have not been watching it, come and join me. You'll find the playlist somewhere down below. New episodes of Irons in the Fire released every Monday and Thursday, but finishes a Thursday week. Don't forget, they are currently released at 4:15 p.m. and the best way of keeping up to date what's happening on the channel is to follow me on X at JustOffsideFM. Hope to see you for the next episode. Then it's episode 77. It's out on Thursday. It's an FA Cup final, our chance to complete the triple and that domestic cup double. Join me and find out whether we can do it. Till then, goodbye.